So we will understand what is yajna, what are some of the cardinal principles in this, because this is so central to Sanatana Dharma living. Yajna is so central to Sanatana Dharma living. So let us understand the cardinal principles. And as I told you, today I'm going to take quite a few examples only from almost all of them from Bhagavad Gita, simply because Gita has so beautifully, so wonderfully introduced the concept of yajna in chapter 3 and chapter 4. In chapter 3, there's a 9th shloka. It says, Yajnartam karma lokan anyatra karma bandhana. Tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sanga samachara. That is the 9th shloka. Starting from the 9th shloka up to 19th shloka, he says, Loka sangraham evartam sampashyan kartumarhasi. People like Janaka, actually did the way they lived their life was like that. Those 11 shlokas, 9 to 19 in chapter 3, brings one perspective of yajna, and that is the first perspective we have to understand. Then in chapter 4, starting from 24th shloka, Brahmarpanam Brahmavihi, Brahmagno Brahmanahutam, Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam, Brahmakarma Samadhina. Starting from that shloka, 24th shloka, to 32nd shloka, there are again 9 shlokas, beautiful shlokas, which takes the discussion of yajna to a much higher level. These 20 shlokas, if people understand, they will understand yajna very well. We will see only some of them. I am not going to take all the 20 shlokas. So, how did Krishna introduce the notion of yajna? He said, Saha yajna praja srishtva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishedyam yeshavostu ishtakama dukku. He says, Prajaha saha yajnaha srishtva purovacha purve uvacha pura uvacha purovacha prajapatihi. Prajapati, the creator of this, Prajanam Patihi, creator of these living beings. See, when he created living beings, he has also created sustainability. So he said, he also created what is called yajna. He created a concept called yajna. That's what it is saying. Prajaha saha yajnaha srishtva. Then what did he say? Anena, using this cardinal principle of yajna, prasavishyadvam. You enjoy or get what you want. Prasavishidyam yeshavo astu ishta kama duk. Kama duk is the cow of desire. So as long as you, so he said there is something called, I laid down a principle called yajna. As long as you don't violate the principle of yajna, go and milk your cow of desire. Means your kama and artha can be fine as long as you don't violate the principle of yajna. So dharmasya anusarena kamartha. So that purusharthas are linked through this in some ways. He said, as long as you are able to follow this yajna principles, go and enjoy your life, that's fine. This is what Prajapati has said. Then there are 2-3 beautiful shlokas. I am just taking 4-5 in a stretch. Then he says, Devan bhavayata anena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayantaha shreyaha param avapsyata. Anena. This anena is all about yajna. So the devas are very happy with your yajna. So with the bhava, you offer the yajna to them, devas. Deva bhavayantu vaha. They will also take care of you with a lot of attitude. You show attitude in what you do about the yajna karya that you do, the devas will also reciprocate. That's what it says. Parasparam bhavayantaha shreyaha param avapsyata. So here Devas, see what are Devas? You should go to Vedic living. Devas, you should not see the serials. In serials, they are all well developed, well decorated with a lot of ornaments and all that. That's not Deva. Devas are all natural forces. Please understand. Indra, Varuna, Prajapati, Vayu, Agni, all these are natural elements. They are the Devas. So it says you take care of them, which means you don't vitiate the natural forces. You take care of them and they will take care of you in return. Parasparam bhavayantaha. Then Krishna brings a very important principle. He says, Parasparam bhavayantaha shreyaha param avapsyata. Those who honor the principle of mutual dependence, paraspara bhava, they will reach the pinnacle of success. Param shreyaha avapsyata. They will reach the pinnacle of what they have to achieve. That's what Krishna says. And this is a very, very important element of sustainability. See, in a very, Vyavaharika world, this mutual dependence works at a very different levels. Boss and subordinate. For those who are working and who have a very good work experience, you will understand this. If you throw all your weight and say you are the boss, your subordinates will actually see the joy of you failing. They'll refuse to cooperate with you. Mutual dependence, you don't have any absolute power. Sometimes you have some power, but not absolute. So a boss and subordinate has paraspara bhava. Government and society must have paraspara bhava. In this country, in 2014, one person went and sat in Jantar Mantar in New Delhi with a white cap, and 1 million people across the country sat and then threw a government. Why? Because the government distanced itself from the civil society. The paraspara bhava was gone. They were busy doing corruption after corruption, and people said, "We'll punish you." Nobody has absolute power. So government and society has, paraspara bhava. Man and nature, as I told you, flash floods and all that, which I told you, we have to coexist with nature. Western thinking is a rip of the nature, left, right, center. That's a very bad idea, and we are imbibing that. Unfortunately, with such a rich legacy, we are blindfold to that. Man and nature as paraspara bhava, and living and non-living. The rocks and rivers, ice is melting at a certain rate in South Pole, and they are saying you will be endangered. Please understand, living and non-living entities have a lot of paraspara. All these you will find in Veda, beautiful passages which bring this concept. And what is Bhagavad Gita? It is the essence of only the Vedas and the Bhashya, Brahma Sutra and all that. That's why they are all coming here. So we need to, our living style is such a way that Devan Bhavayata Anena Tedeva Bhavayantuaha, that is called Yajna. That is the first Yajna we have to do. We have to live very responsibly in this world. Ishtan Bogan hi o Devaha Dasyante Yajnabhavitaha Taihi Dattan Apradayebhyaha Yobungte Stena Yevasaha. Devas will give you as much as you want. Ishtan Bogan hi o Deva Dasyante. For whom? Yajnabhavitaha. Those who understand that life is a sacrifice and mutual dependence and all that. People who understand that, Devas will give enough. Whatever you ask, they will give. Then second line Krishna says, Taihi Dattan. What was given by the Devas? Taihi Dattan Apradayebhyaha. Those, whatever, we are all fortunate. In Corona, you just see migrant laborers and all that. God is very, kind to us. They have given us so much of endowment. Our life has not suffered. Maybe one day we did not get milk, or we got the milk 1 hour late, or the vegetable we eat is slightly different from the vegetable we are. That's all is our complaint. Many of us, because God has given us enough. He says, for those to whom God has given, please share it with others. Apradayebhya, those who don't give. Yo bungte, who consumes everything all by themselves without giving to others. Stena evasa, he is a thief. Krishna says he is a thief. Here comes the social sustainability. This is very important part of our yajna. You have to give to others. You can't, consume everything. You can't be so selfish. That is what is coming in this particular shloka. Same thing is beautifully brought here. You see here. Yajna sishtashinah santo muchyante sarvakilbishaihi bunjate te tu agam papaha ye pachanti atma karanat. Yajna sishta. Sishta means avasishta, left out. What is left out after yajna? Yajna sishta ashinaha. Ashinaha is those who eat. Means you consume the riches in your life after you do the yajna. Yajna sishta ashinaha, they are santas. They are real sant. Sarvakalbishaihi muchyante, they will become pure. From all the sins, they will be, sort of absolved. Our mind will become much purer. The joy of giving and helping will only make us much purer actually. That's what Krishna says. Yajna sishta. Ritually we do a lot of them. I do not know how many of you have seen actually closely watched a yajna. See, today we call purohits for a yajna at home. Okay, Sudarshana Homa or something. While the purohit is shouting, there are 50 people we invite, including friends and relatives, and together we shout and we silence that sound. So we don't know what this purohit is doing. We are not interested. Next time if you do a homa or a havana or something, sit closely and hear the mantras. You will find all these are beautifully part of the mantras. It says, everything is, showed in that yajna. That's why that yajna is the starting point. That tells us many things about life actually. So yajna sishtaha santaha muchyante sarvakilbishaihi, right? Ye pachanti atma karanat, those who cook for themselves alone, they don't share anything. They feel so bad to share. They feel so happy to consume for themselves. So many are like that. I don't know why. So ye pachanti atma karanat te bunjate tu agam. Agam is papa, agam papa and sin. They eat only sin. They will only keep on eating their own. The karma, all that we saw. The trolley and all we saw. The bag will become, agami karma will become much bigger. The agami karma will take the hell out of us. That's what he's saying. So we have to practice yajna. It cleans up our mind. It cleans up our heart. It washes off all our sins. It is sustainable also. That is the idea. Then in the next shloka he says, Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyat annasambhavah yajnat bhavati parjanyah yajna karma samudbhavah. That's what he says. Krishna puts it on a cycle. He says that's why yajna is central. Annad bhavanti bhutani. We all come, in Taittiriya Upanishad, Brahmananda Valli, it says beautifully like this: Akashat Vayuhu Vayoragnihi Agnerapah Abhyak Prithvi Prithvyam Oshadayah Oshadibhyonnam Annat Purushah. That's what it says. It says we are all coming only out of food. Why? Because only when the parents eat food they have vitality. Only when they have the vitality they can procreate. So annad bhavanti bhutani. And where is food coming from? Food is coming only from rain. If the world did not have rain for 3 years, we all will perish because the whole food cycle will stop. Parjanyat anna sambhavah. And where from rain is coming? Yajnat bhavanti parjanyah. There are two meanings to it. One meaning is, which actually some people tried, in a place near Thrissur, on Mulangonnathu Kava, in 2004, 2004, I think, they did a 10-day Aptaryama Soma Yajna. I was also there for a few days. Because after 220 years, that Yajna was happening. So, while the Yajna site was, let us say, some 1,000 square meters. And for 10,000 square meters, they were all instruments because they wanted to check Ashraddata. The science means Ashraddha. So they wanted to check all these mantras. So they were actually putting all kinds of instruments. And when the yajna was happening, what is happening to the plants? Is there rain? 10th day, there was a rain. Such a mad rain it poured actually. But anyway, so one is they are also now scientifically trying to say that when you do the yajna, some molecular things and all that, and rain, that is one part of it. The most sukshma part of it is, if we lead a life of yajna, devan bhavayata anena te deva bhavayantu vaha, they will give us back. They will, Varuna and Indra and all those will come back in form of rain. That's what it says. You lead a life of yajna, you'll have. So yajna karma samudbha. That's why all our activities must be centrally, the kernel of all our activities is yajna. That's what Krishna is saying. Yajna karma samudbhavaha.